Okay, so documenting Metamorphosis. It's been a month. It's the 2nd of January today, 2024 AD. So I have not been able to attend the last 4 training sessions, but we're doing a training session today, and I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm here ahead of time, more than an hour early, so that there's no chance of anything getting in the way and me missing it. So I haven't done any updates or episodes or whatever you want to call this. I've run into John and Jackie a few times, even though I didn't get to do the training. Then I got to spend a few minutes with them. I'm just being massacred by mosquitoes here. So I was able to break myself against the mountain of John or the mountain of Jackie on a few occasions, even though I didn't get to attend training. But I put everything, absolutely everything that is me and my soul into going to training and being there and doing that training. And sorry about that. And then I couldn't go. So that in itself makes it this monumental training thing, which I was actually quite accustomed to that from Kung Fu, where sometimes there'd be seminars on and stuff like that, and it's a massive thing to go to these seminars and train really hard and go and be there, or particular gradings or whatever's going on. Like we train hard, and then we have these other big deal things that happen, and kind of sometimes you just end up can't go. And I've had that with a number of other things like hip, and so that's something I was able to deal with. However, it hits pretty hard. It still hits pretty hard, and is different because this is not something that I've been able to do before in my life. And so it is something like John said a while ago, where it's like something like this needs to be the most important thing in your life. If it's not this, then something like this. And it really is. It really is the most important thing in my life. And so when everything is shaped around it, I'm in Brisbane only to do this training, otherwise I'd be somewhere else doing something else. And then you don't get to go, something interrupts it, like just before you're about to go, then not today, because I'm already here. And so what I want to say in this update now is that I feel like I've really I've played a lot of music, and I feel like I've really come to a point now where I'm quite comfortable to pick up a guitar and play in front of any person. Doesn't matter who it is. And if I'm playing in front of any one single person or any little group of people, then I can play in front of 300,000 people. And I really got that from John and Jackie. I feel really comfortable in playing. I feel like my voice has developed. I feel like there's a whole thing about selling my Fender Telecaster when I needed money instead of going busking, because I had nothing else going on. And so that's haunted me for 18 months. So I've been playing on a guitar that's worth a fraction of the price and is nowhere near as good, and I've just been getting impeccable with it. And I did a few performances, and they went well. They went really well. Like the way I wanted it to go. Like that's what you get from doing hard work. There is no, that went really well. No, that just went the way that should have gone, considering the amount of work I put into it. There's no substitute for work, is what Jackie said to me. And, I know that saying in all kinds of different ways, but that's what it is. There is just no substitute for work. And whatever John and Jackie say, it seriously does become that paradox. It does become that the paradox gives the containment for something to be able to exist. And they've given me a lot of containment. They've given me a number of different paradoxes, both of them, in order for me to then create my own container to have a good look at myself. So, I'm about to get in the car and go over and see John and Jack for train. Hansel's gone and made himself absolutely saturated. Oh my goodness gracious me. See, that's what I do to myself. I do this to myself. So, I feel my body conditioning, my mind conditioning, my soul conditioning is really ready to go and train tonight. To give it everything. Give it everything. Everything I got. And I feel like I've had a Christmas period that could have been quite heavy, but it wasn't. It should have been, like, for anyone else looking at it, it would be the worst Christmas that I've ever experienced. But it wasn't. Sorry about that. Then there have been some moments of particular sensitivity with my lover that just really knocked me for six, and that'll affect me quite a bit, you know, like being responsible for how somebody else feels and them being upset with you because you didn't make them feel a certain way, or all of this stuff that goes with that, you know. It's actually just in the last few days that's hit me pretty hard. And I know that it will affect me. Having found out that me giving everything of my soul and using this training to really hone that and give everything, and giving everything sincerely out of love from the depths of my heart and my soul, was not well received. Like, it was just a waste of time, it seems. And then there's all this other perception. So instead of bringing something really uplifting and bright and magical and loving and inspiring and all of that, instead it turns out that the experience that I brought to another person, don't need that, move away from that. Oh, so your throw up, you threw that. Okay, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry, the dog just threw up some of his food and eating it. I didn't know what he was eating. So yeah, you know, it's a crazy world out there. You think you can work something out and you can get somewhere and just start to feel this comfort and gratitude and contentment, and then bang, you're hit with something that you weren't ready for. And it hits you hard. Sometimes it can hit you real hard. So I've gotten through that. I feel good. I feel like maybe I could have been better for my friend and my lover and been more facilitating and more comforting to her, or heard her more, or I don't really know, because it's not an easy thing to be responsible for how somebody else feels. Like, no one's got any power over me to decide how I feel. I decide how I feel. I decide how I see a situation. I decide how I respond to a situation. So I don't really get it. And I've always been this way since I was like 17 at least. So I don't really get it how someone else, how I can be responsible for how somebody else feels. That kind of hits me pretty hard, you know, to find out that someone's been having a traumatic time because I haven't loved them the way that they wanted me to love them. So what I have given them hasn't been received, and instead they've got some askew traumatic experience of stress and upset. Well, that's not what I wanted to create, so that sort of leaves me not knowing what's what in that kind of world. But then on the other side, I do know who I am. I do know what I am. I do know what I gave. I do know what I turned up to give and what I was able to give compared to what I wasn't able to give. And that's because of this training. Because I'm very happy to break myself against the mountain of Jackie and the mountain of John. But the weather breaks itself against a mountain. We've got Mount Tambourine nearby, which we get some fantastic storms, and the weather has been breaking against Mount Tambourine exactly the way that I have been approaching this with John and Jackie. So I'm going to go over there now and help them out before training, and then I feel like I'll give another update after training, just sort of show like, yes, this is amazing vibe and zest and all of this great stuff, and then ideally give another update tomorrow. That's kind of the format structure that I want to work with. So I've been churning it over, and these guys really are masters, you know, like you can miss training, but then you can see them for just a couple of minutes and you can just exchange a few words, and the words that they exchange back give me my homework to do, and they give me the perspective and the place. Like that's because they're masters. That's what you get if you're in the presence of a master. And I'll tell you what, this is what I'm focused on this year. It's this training, Kung Fu, because I haven't been able to train Kung Fu. So I'm going back to train Kung Fu with the same sincerity and veracity as what I'm training this. Handsome, handsome, handsome! Do not go near that road. And whatever's been getting in the way of me making money, and just transform all of that. Transform everything in life. Transform everything in life. And this training is massively crucial and instrumental to that. So check in later. Hooroo.